Alright, hello guys, and welcome to this StarCraft 2 broadcast brought to you by Captain America. And we do have another TVP, the fourth one I have cast today. This will be LiquidHerO versus an unknown. I do not know who this is. It is in the recently released replay pack of the week, number 37, on TeamLiquidPro.com. Also available via Team Liquid. You can find the link to the Team Liquid Pro website there in a thread. It is a TVP, our blue Terran spawning. The unknown Terran spawning in the top position. Our red Protoss protagonist, LiquidHerO, in the bottom position. And let's see, there were three things. One, do not know who this player is. If you know, please say so in the comments. Let people know who they're watching. Number two, I did finally put my graphics on extreme. I'm so used to playing them on a lower setting, so that I don't get distracted by all the shiny blue crystals right here, that I forgot I was casting on subpar graphics. Anyway, they are now extreme, and this should be in 1080p. I have to double check that, but will make viewing a lot easier than the old 720s with low quality graphics. And this is the way I intend to keep doing it. And now I get to number 3. Oops, wrong click. And I cannot remember what number 3 is. Oh, the last game that I cast was LiquidHerO versus 6-Jacks Major. I'm sorry, versus Major. 6-Jacks, that's just an old habit of mine. I did look up, in between games, his bio on Wikipedia. Just wanted to check it out because I couldn't recall what was the deal with Major as of late. He did, of course, leave 6-Jacks for Check 6. Or he went to 6-Jacks. Wow, say that, it's a tongue twister, say that 10 times fast. Major was with Check 6 and apparently left them at the end of February, at least according to Wikipedia, and I'm not sure who he's with now, the Mexican Terran. I think he's actually supposed to be training in Korea. I'm not sure if he's still doing that or not. He's also going with the ID Windy now. That's all for the last game. This is not Major or Windy, whatever you want to call him. It is an unknown Terran here. I do not know who this guy is, but I'm sure he's probably pretty good. And we do have CC first. Also, Nexus first. Look at these ballers. Throwing down their expansions without any defensive units. Oh yeah! StarCraft! Yeah! You remember the old days? When there was no expansion? And now, it's the expansion first. It's so much fun watching this game grow and change and develop, and it's amazing to see it go. It's of course it has to be a monster to get into now. I couldn't imagine trying to learn all this stuff having not been there for the beta days and the long season that we had. It was like a long winter. That first season stretched on forever. Oh, and the second season too. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, which one was the long season? Was it the first season or the second season that was the really long one that just did not end? And then finally, Blizzard decided to keep it to what, is it about a month now? I can't remember. That was the season to remember back then. Anyways, 2 Rex after CC first, very good, very important in holding off any kind of early pressure from the Protoss player, Hero, who in this case will not be pressuring, because he went Nexus first, and to a gateway into double gas with a cybernetics core. So a little bit of a tech plausibility here, a possibility rather. Zealot gonna try and get this SCV, not successful. The SCV will scout double gas. Meanwhile, Probe unable to make it into the main, or did he make it into the? Well, he saw the 2 racks earlier, before the Marine popped, I think, and now he's trying to get up there. It's not gonna happen though. Just not your day, man. I'm sorry, you're going to have to go home empty-handed. He does see no gas at the natural. There is no gas at all for our Terran. Going to go 3cc. Definitely a nice build. Usually, there's 2 ways to do this. You could do 1 racks into CC at your natural, or, wherever you build it. 1 rack CC. Then go right to the 3rd CC from that. Or if you go CC first, get 2 racks, and then go for the 3rd CC. And the 2 racks after, if you go CC first, really is just to help hold off any kind of early pressure. If the Protoss, if Hero had gone, say for a gateway before Nexus, he could have pressured a little bit with his Zealot, and it could ruin your day. And now we do have 5 gates coming out. Also Warp Gate. likely see some pressure with this when Warp Gate finishes. I mean, do I have to be Captain Obvious about it? Now, let's see. An engineering bay block at the third. Well, that's not gonna... canceled, there we go. I thought he wasn't gonna cancel it, but he does. Nexus going up shortly. Looks like a 5-gate, really for a defensive play. Actually, now that I say that, he said that he was going to pressure. He's gonna go for that third base instead. Actually, is he? He hasn't? He's saving up, that's what it is. And it will be 3 bases versus 2. Factory coming out now, and a third Rex going for 1 Tech Lab. Likely to get Stim. And we will see a little bit of aggression then off of 2 bases from the Terran here, most likely. Once he gets, he's going to go for Medivacs. Tell you, if you haven't seen the I keep calling him 6-Jacks Major, it's just habit. If you haven't seen the Major or Windy game versus Hero, go check it out. It's definitely a little bit of a break from your standard TVP. There are siege tanks involved, so it's, you know, it was a little fun to watch. Definitely, I've seen that I think I saw that in the GSL once, but it's fun to watch. Siege tanks against Protoss when it's not a 1-1-1 all in. Looks like that 5-gate pressure is coming. Is it? Is still on 5 gates, right? All right, right. Here he comes. The bunker finishes. 3 bunkers up. We'll be able to hold this off. SCV is already here to repair. You know, barring any unfortunate accidents, they should hold. Looks like that. Yep. SCV's in great position here, able to repair this, keep this bunker alive. Zealot's falling. That bunker is not going to go anywhere. Pulling more SCVs. Did he pull these? He pulled some from the main, actually. He's our blue Terran player. Unsure of how many gates he's facing. No, he's got an SCV in there. He should see that this is just 5 gates. Now here comes the follow-up. A second push from Hero. Will he do... He's not going to get much here. He's picking off SCVs, though. And we checked that count. He's killed 16 so far. So, it's definitely a good trade, in a way. You know, his army is weakened, but he's got a 17 supply lead. And if you check the income tab, he's ahead by 13 harvesters right now. You know, discounting the mules, he's still ahead by, or maybe 6. Whatever mules, 30 workers? 3, is it 4? Yeah, that's and a couple pylons. LiquidHerO, very good map presence. This, you know, in all of the games I've seen, getting good vision here to spot for drops. Nothing up in the top left side yet, but that will likely come soon. Really putting pressure onto this Terran player. As a Terran, I hate this. It is like impossible. There we go. Look at this, siege tanks again. Looks like the metagame has changed. Now you go siege. Well, maybe it hasn't changed, but it's definitely more common nowadays, I shall say, to go siege tanks against Protoss. All these gateway units, I'm telling you, are just imba. They just run over you, Marine Marauders and SCVs. They can't stand up to them. Well, oh, good force fields. Look at that. Gonna get this bunker. That's the third time is. Oh, as I say that, he falls back. Good micro from Hero, not losing his sentries. Just misses picking off that bunker. So close to falling. Great hold from our unknown Terran. And the siege mode has finished. Shall push this off. Alright, any Terrans struggling against these kinds of pushes, go siege mode. Get the tanks out. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Looks like he's going double upgrades. 1-1 versus the 1-0 from our Protoss player, who is also getting charge and saturating his third. He's going to be a bit ahead here in economy. It's going to be up to our unknown Terran, the unknown terror, to do some damage. Of course, these siege tanks staying sieged up on the high ground. Unable to contribute to this push. Likely just grab the watchtower. Maybe push a little bit further and force some units to be produced. Check four more gates going down. That will take him up to at least 9. I will have to check. Oops, let's go. There we go. There's 9 gateways. And the Twilight Cans going for charge. Yes, I already said that. No, there we go. Floating to the third, but he's gonna... Well, it's kind of like when you get the ice cream cone and then you drop the ice cream. You get to your expansion and you realize that you can't have it. You can't eat the minerals. because of this darn pylon. Anyways, it won't last very long in this case. Look at this pure marine tank, actually. Composition from the blue Terran. Going for a second factory as well. Throwing in a marauder and an armory for his upgrades. Likely, it's not quite timed out perfectly to get 2-2 right away. I'm not sure, he doesn't have the gas for it yet either, so we will see 2-2 start soon. Storm and Blink for the Protoss. Oh, a little bit of engagement. Looks like the Protoss army has been split up. Gonna lose a little bit here. He's got to be careful. His army is split in half. That's what happens when, you know, you use the minimap to move. You kind of, some of your, you know, the unit pathing, some of them go up and some of them go down. And well, in the end, they're not all around for the push. Looks like 2 zealots running in. Sorry, I'm a little too happy with myself. Rhyming. But we do have the zealots moving in with charge. Will they get anything? They're going to get this little SCV. Oh, dip, no, 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 he survives. Oh, Stanley the SCV. Surviving with 3 hit points. What a miracle. A little proxy pylon up here. Will the Protoss player, will the Terran player scout it? Yes, he's going for it. He knows to look. He better know to look too at this level. And a 4th base coming up from Hero. Looks like he's gonna fall back with his army. He's a little behind on upgrades. No, well, no. They all. He's going to be. Let's see. Well, he's 1-0 right now. He'll be 2-1. Well, he'll be 1-1 soon. But the Terran is gonna be 2-2 before he is 2-2. And the Zealot is wearing a 2-2, but there is +1 vehicle weapons as well. Interesting, very interesting to see this marine tank composition. Not something you usually see a whole lot of. It's awesome, I have to say. I'm loving it. Marine tank phased out of Zerg, you know, TVZ, and now it's phased into TVP. No, I say it's phased out, but don't start hating me because I say that, because it's not really phased out. But more and more players going bio or mech these days versus the traditional marine tank. Timing's being figured out. This Warp Prism, well, he's about to run into some firepower. Looks like the Terran's sieging up the 3rd. He does not know about the 4th, and he's pulled SCVs in the main to hold off this push. Does he have? He only has 2 Marines left to shoot. Nope, there we go. Reinforcements coming in and poking at the 3rd, doing some damage, picking off a pylon, not getting the Nexus just yet. And meanwhile, this probe up here is holding his breath, just holding it, saying, "Please, please, please, don't come this way. Don't find me." And yeah, it's going to go unscouted. There will be 4 bases versus 3. Terran going to try and grab a 4th of his own soon too, and a 3rd factory. Interesting play. Will we see a Thor switch possibly in the late game here? Right now, sticking with tanks though. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It is finally a Robo support bay going down. Not any Immortals mixed in. Are there any? There's 1 Immortal on the field. Where is he? He's out here. He's got to be careful with this rally point. He has his army split in 2. Though I think he means to do that. Now he's coming in for a flank on the top. Going to force a siege from the tanks. Running in with Zealots from the bottom. Charge lots. Really getting in on those tanks is a great play. That is usually why I don't see siege tanks in TVP. Because of charge lots. That and Immortals, of course. But looks like Hero forced to fall back here. Taking too much damage from the tanks. Even with the charge lots, just unable to connect and do the right amount of damage. Not enough storms, and his army is gone. Yes, well, he will rebuild though with his superior economy being on 4 bases. The Terran, the blue Terran, not quite up. I'm going to check one thing real quick here. Just checking the sound. Don't want to get overshadowed by the game sounds. And here we go. Actually, I hope they're not too low. I do have them turned down a little bit farther this time. And, well, you know what StarCraft 2 sounds like, right? Nah. What are we going to have next? +3. That's what we're going to have. +2 for the Protoss. Planetary Fortress. Oh, yeah, a little bit of a right hook. It's like a right uppercut, actually, coming in from the bottom here. Uppercutting into this expansion. Could do some damage. The army for our blue Terran is out of position. He will have to use his oh, he's pulling back now. He sees the Zealots. And Hero gonna get some kills with this though. We check. Yep. Oh, there we go. Maybe 4 or 5 SCVs so far. And yep, getting a couple more, delaying mining a lot. Really nice play, nice uppercut from Hero here to get the blue Terran off his game. Oops, wrong button. Let's get this one out of here. We don't need that blocking our vision. I want to see all the units in their bright blue. Look at these little decals. I'll tell you, one day I'm gonna get one of those. Yes, it might be a couple of years or decades from now. Well, those zealots. Looks like Hero was gonna attempt the same thing twice, and he ran right into that. But as he does that, he was dropping with the warp prism over here. Zealot's gonna knock down a couple SCVs, delay the turrets from going up. Did lose the warp. Did he lose the warp prism? Actually, no, he didn't. He didn't lose. Oh, we missed the storm. I almost want to rewind it just to watch the storm. Oh, that must have been beautiful. Oh God, yeah. In fact, you know what, guys? You know you want to see the storm. You know I want to see the storm, and that's probably too far. But we, where is it? Okay, we're gonna watch this unfold, and I hope I didn't ruin the game for you. Now you know how long it lasts. But yeah, look at that, dropping off 3 zealots, keeping the Templar in. Meanwhile, the Terran army is pushing across the map towards Hero's base. But here we go. Check the unit killed count, 41. Oh, actually, it wasn't that good. Darn. Well, he's gonna get a few. Oh, and I don't even. Yeah, he gets a few SCVs. Okay, not as good as I thought. I was really hoping for something a little more pyrotechnical than that. But it was worth checking out anyways, because you never know what you missed, right? +3 on the way for both players. Does the Terran? Yeah, it's +1 vehicle. Gonna siege up at a late siege. Oh, the Protoss does fall back though. Just does not have a big enough army here. Hero does not have a big enough army to engage this. I think he's even on upgrades. Not sure if that hurt him earlier in the engagement. He's going to be ahead though when these 3-3 finish. And 2 Colossus on the way, going double robo. Oh, he's engaging from one angle. Nice storm, but I'd rather see that possibly behind the tanks to catch the bio as they fall back, pushing him with 2 Colossus. Not going to be enough. Hero just he's trying to save his gateways, but his army's just not big enough to deal with this force yet. And the space has been scouted. Okay, here we go. A lot of zealots up here though, pushing the bio back. Gonna fall, and see, now would be the time to move in with the main army. As soon as that happened, then move in. But he's gonna lose this nexus. His 4th base does go down, so it will be 3 bases versus 4. Looks like, check the income. I don't want to go to the bases yet. Well, let's do it really quickly. Check the minerals. Looks like the Protoss player getting a little low here. Very low on minerals. That 4th base was important, very important. Our Terran has a good amount left at his 3rd. Gonna grab a 5th. And losing this 4th really hurt. Unable to mine at all with those probes. And running out of minerals in 3 of his bases. And now, here we go. Yes, Hero in a bit of a pickle. He goes for, looks like trying to establish a base here. Well, look at this engagement, all the Colossus, and the storm's going down. Will he hold? Can Hero destroy this army? He's got him trapped. Another storm goes down on the medevacs. Pickup. Looks like the medevacs will get out, but the rest of the army falling. Finally, Hero able to break that contain. Will get his 4th back up, and likely see a 5th. I'm guessing he's going to double expo in this case, but there is a drop. Nope, no drop. Just saving it for later. Going to try and get these medevacs home, put them back into the army. And we're waiting to see if Hero will double expand. He is going to be down to 2 bases soon. And looks like the medevacs didn't make it, man. I'm sad to report they did not make it. All hands lost. These 3, however. Oh well. Hero is going to have a surprise waiting for him later. And the Protoss army is pushing up to the top right. Here comes the left jab from the blue player. Pushing up. There's no base here to take, though. Good. Well. And now this army has to be careful. It's going to the natural. But Hero falling back with his main army. And the drop at the 3rd does a lot of damage. Does it? Does it do a lot of damage? No, it doesn't. Just unable to do too much damage here. Hero had the really nice hold there. once he got the Colossus out, he was just able to push this Terran army back, and he's still sticking with the Marine tank and the Marauders. Ooh, Nexus does go down. Hurts a little bit, but I tell you, this right here hurts the Terran even more. And looks like he tried to drop, but we check only able to get one probe. Not a whole lot of damage for the blue Terran. After having a great contain and taking this, actually taking the 4th base out and then the natural, now he's in a bit of a pickle. I think his composition is really weak at this point in the game. When you have, you know, Colossus, Templar, Archon, you know, with, you know, some Immortals and Zealots and Stalkers mixed in, but really that huge amount of splash damage from the Colossi and the Templar and the Archons, it's just, well, a siege tank drop. I have not seen that in a long time. How many kills did he get? Oh, he missed it. But we can check 3 more. Still unable to do a lot. If we check the income tab, Protoss still ahead on probes, and actually he's behind in his collection, but it's gonna get right back into it right there. It delayed a little bit of mining. Our blue Terran did, but I feel like his composition is just too weak. He has 3-0 or 0-3, whatever you want to call it, 3 weapons on the tanks. I always hear people say that differently. I usually put the weapons first. I would say 3-0, but then if you do look and read left to right, it could be red 0-3. And you know, I really like to see a little bit of a tech switch from the blue player. He has committed though to the upgrades. 3-0 on the tanks and 3-2 on his infantry. Now he's going to siege up here in his center position. Likely do some Octopus Terran, Octopi Terran, I believe it was called, where you send out the tendrils. Nah, this isn't a TVZ. What am I talking about? This is more just trying to get position on the Protoss and try and force an engagement within range of these tanks. Because if this is a lot of tanks. It's 13 tanks right there. More tanks than I have toes. And oh, I did miss this. The Dark Shrine going up. This guy, 0 kills on this one, but there could have been another one. Looks like he got a few kills from his Dark Templar. The turret does finish. And a small force left here to guard against that. Nice play from Hero, getting those DTs out just to throw his opponent off. One lonely Templar manning the lines back home. No kills yet, but he's just waiting. And you see he's got an observer here as well to spot for any drops into the main. DTs and a Zealot here gonna deny this expansion. This is actually a cool trick. The Terran will see the Zealot and possibly send, you know, a couple units to take it out. A little bit of a push here. Oh, into a storm though. Nice storm from Hero. Templar goes down. Units in the red though. Now the Protoss player forced back into his natural. Not a good place to be with your army. You really want a little bit more map presence, especially at this point in the game. With this many siege tanks sitting out front, the blue player could do a siege walk right now. In fact, see these tanks, this is a bad formation. If the Protoss player were to come down, he could engage these and pick them off on the flank here versus engaging from that angle. Oh, he's going to siege now. Just a storm on the infantry. A great 2 storms doing a heck of a lot of damage. And the tanks do get up, forcing the Protoss player back. What a close game this is. I tell you, it is a very, very close game. Very long game. DT's coming in from the back here. Forces a scan, gonna get a tank. And the Protoss player pushing in with the Colossus and the Archon's Immortal. No more storms on the infantry. Great storms from Hero. Getting storms on the tanks now. Some of the Colossus do fall, all of them. But the Immortal is still standing. They push through that tank line. All the tanks have fallen. And that is not good. It takes a long time to make tanks. Actually, to be exact, it takes 45 seconds. Not as long as a Thor, which is 60 seconds. But that is quite a bit of time. And to lose 13, making 3 at a time, well, if you do the math, that's what, 4 production cycles plus 1? So 4 production cycles times 45. For all you guys, I'm sure your heads are hurting doing all this math, but we're talking about, oh, now I gotta do the math. 4 times 45 is what? A minute and a half times 2. So 3 minutes till he gets that tank count back up. And that's a long time. Never do math when you're recording yourself either. I just broke one of the cardinal rules. Templar out here all by himself goes down. This engagement doing a little bit of damage, but will be forced back by the Protoss army and the Protoss player. Going down here with his Stalkers, the speedier units. Oh, the Observer going to fall. But we'll get the turret, and now some of the SCVs. And meanwhile, Hero's army does force this army, the Terran's player armies, back. Will we see some blink micro from Hero? Nope, just going to blink out. Now, I'm waiting for the DT to come in. There he is. Looks like these Stalkers have to be careful. They could get picked off here. He's going to do blink micro, but he doesn't realize... Oh, he does. There we go. Oh, no, he did not. Did not get out in time. Going to lose all these Stalkers. That is a shame. Let's do the math on how long that takes to reproduce, right? Now, here comes the rest of the Toss army. A Hero pushing in, forcing the Terran back. With these few tanks, he's just unable to really hold. Cannot siege up. But now the reinforcements have popped. They have arrived on the scene, and Hero will fall back. Back and forth, guys. This is an epic game. We might see these guys mine out. Actually, I don't think we will, but you know, we do have two bases completely untouched, and likely not going to be touched. I don't want to say anything too soon, but excuse me. The Terran just getting into his fifth base down here, and still has minerals at his natural and at his third, and even a few at the main. Meanwhile, Hero heavily mining this base. He's got to be careful. He's mining out faster than the Protoss player. Looks like he has his army here. He's going to need a new base soon, with the Terran on about almost 2.5 bases versus his 1.5 to 2. Gonna need to secure it in the base, and he's really even like right now on one base until this kicks in. He's on one base. Hero is very low on resources. Got to be careful this engagement coming up. We do see the siege tanks back in number. When you produce 3, there's 3 times 3 plus 1, right? So we should have about 13 tanks. That must be the magic number, 13, the unlucky lucky number, right? Yeah. So the Terran has the upper hand at this point with the superior economy. It turns out this composition isn't terrible if you know what you're doing. He did not need to switch out of it. He's actually beating the Protoss player with siege tanks. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I am definitely going to start throwing some siege tanks in. Maybe, watch some builds, or steal some builds and watch some games. Figure out what to do. It looks like he has thrown in a lot more Marauders here towards the late game. It was a very Marine tank heavy, heavy Marine composition earlier, and now going for heavy Marauders. Definitely bears some analysis. I'm sure Day9 beat me to it. Maybe not. But if he hasn't, he will. And the DT Warpin gonna come into the back here, but the Terran at this point has so many orbitals, he's gonna be able to scan this. Yeah. They didn't do it any damage. I push here. Let's go in for the could be the final battle. There we go. The siege tanks have sieged up. Templars walking to their death, throwing down the storms on the tanks, but there are more tanks behind the tanks, shooting away. Medevacs dying. Warpins on the way, and the Medevacs have to fall back. Actually, are all the tanks dead? Did all the tanks just fall? There weren't as many tanks as I thought there were. But the Terran in a superior economic position right now. Really, he's got, about, we'll say 2.5 bases going. But he's behind in Harvesters. That does make a difference. Mules can make up for that, but not completely. Still, Hero going to be in a tough spot when this base mines out. Does he go here? Or does he go here? It looks like he's favoring this with his army. But at the same time, he's trying to put some pressure onto the 5th. Will he be able to get it? Let's see. Can he win? Can Hero take this base out? Take the army out? And he's forcing it back. He will get the base. It looks like he's going to be able to take it down. It will fall. It will lift. Or will it fall? It will fall. And there we go. He does take the 5th, getting himself back in the lead. A 40 supply lead, actually. Not really sure if it's, let's check the lost counter. Pretty even. 3,000 more for the toss player, so it's a very, very close game. Oh, a stim. Gonna pick off? Nope. Not unable to pick off Colossus. And what a What a game. Oh, an Immortal drop with a High Templar. These guys are getting fancy. Huh. Alright. Looks like a couple Archons morphing. Hero still, he's gonna need a new base. Going to need more minerals. He does have the gas, and he's got his gas at his third. You know, and still one guys are here with 240 gas. Looks like the drop going down. Alright, able to get a kill with that Zealot. Looks like a bit of an engagement too. Siege tanks are up and sieged. The little standoff here, but he's going to take some damage. He needs to bring some units down here. A DT going into the natural, possibly in the main. Uh-oh. Will it go for the production? It's on a bunker. No, no, no. No, DT, no, not the bunker. Go for something more useful. And there comes the Immortal. Yep. Okay, he's going to get one orbital, maybe a second. Hero definitely in a solid commanding position. You know, despite being about on one base. He has to be careful, though. He doesn't want to lose this Nexus. And he does. He's able to hold. Going to push into the Terran army now with this many charge slots. We'll get onto the tanks. And looks like the tanks are not... Are they being microed onto the Colossus? Yes, a GG. I hope that's a GG. But a GG, maybe some, yeah, whatever, some love from our blue Korean Terran. I do not know who it is, but he does beat Hero. I mean, I'm sorry, he does lose to Hero. Hero taking the game here. Quite a game, just before mining out on this base. You know, I really think it comes down to the composition. It's, you check the loss tab, it's dead even almost. It's 500 in favor of the Protoss player. Able to snipe that 5th base, though, really helped and cut into the production of the Terran, who just couldn't rebuild his army fast enough and kept losing it too easily, I guess. It's a shame. It's nice to see siege tanks being used. I'm sure they're going to be used more often, and you know, in new ways that we haven't seen yet, and in old ways that we have seen. But are they alone the answer? I'm not certain if Marauder tank is necessarily the way to go. One thing we didn't see a whole lot of, now that I think about it, actually, was there a Ghost Academy? Were there ghosts in this game at all? It's been such a long game, I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure, and I've cast, this is the 4th game in a row, so they're all starting to bleed together. I don't think there were any ghosts in this game. And that could have been very useful sniping. If he'd had Ghost and sniped the Templar, cuts off the Storm, or EMP, the Archons, or the, you know, the charge lots, actually could have made the difference. So I think he's on, you know, the Terrans are onto something now with this tank in TVP. But you're going to need some ghosts as well, especially late game. Alright guys, this is Captain America. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, let me know what's what, and send me some replays to cast. I'm going to keep casting the rest of the LiquidHerO replay pack. I think I've got maybe 8 more, some PvP and PvZ coming up for you guys. I did all the PvTs now, and it's been my pleasure. Looking forward to doing more, and hopefully all the settings are working out now. I got the graphics up. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one, and keep crafting.